Alright guys, 1 second. I just need to check here. This is my first time or second time being live, so I've never actually used it on YouTube. So I'm just gonna check it over here real quick to see if I'm on live. I think I am on live. I should be on live. What's up, Stefan? But anyway, let's go here to NXS. Look at that. We're at 371. I want to congratulate everyone and personally, yeah, congratulate everyone for investing in NEO. I mean, it did amazing. Obviously, at first it was alerted to members and everyone that joined Goonalerts around $4 and $5, and then the video came up like 2 weeks later on YouTube about NEO when it was around $6, and we ran all the way nearly $60. I believe we hit 58, around nearly 60, and we're doing really good. Obviously, it's been falling a little bit and all that, but I still say that the new target for NEO is $75 within the next 60 days. And I really think that September is going to be our month. So another quick thing is, I know a lot of you have been asking where I've been, and I've just been busy concentrating on members because they are my first priority, to be honest. I like to keep things limited because I get a lot of emails and a lot of messages, so I kind of made Goonalerts a private kind of type of thing and like sign up deal just because of that. Like it keeps it limited, and it helps me work with certain like a smaller group of people. But either way, I've been going live on Facebook all the time. If you guys want to watch me live on Facebook, I'm about to add my Facebook on the description below. So if you guys want to add me on Facebook, feel free to send me a friend request. I will accept you guys, and I go live on a lot. So there's been a lot of different alerts being alerted ever since, and they've been doing amazing. I mean, we had MCO alerted around $11 and it ran to 23. The recent alert right now was NXS. It was alerted at $2, and right now it looks like we're at 371. 372. We're actually hitting brand new highs right now. We're breaking out as we speak. You can see that I have around 50 grand inside of it right now. I had invested around, I threw in around 40. I had thrown in at the beginning of NXS, I threw in about 20,000 and I made around 4 grand, and I sold, and I looked more into it, and all this has been, I talked through all this with my members and in the group chat. So if you guys want to join the group chat, just head to goonalerts.com. And anyways, and then I decided to make the bigger investment, so that's when I had jumped in 50, like around 42,000 bucks, and right now it's a little bit over 50K now with that it's ran up, and it was alerted on Twitter. I did post it on Twitter. I talked a lot about it on Twitter. What else? But yeah, just quick catching up. There has been a lot of different alerts being alerted. If you followed me on Twitter, I will actually add that on the bottom too. I don't really get on, this is the first time, like I said, that I've been on live on YouTube. I usually don't ever get on live on YouTube. I tried doing it last time, and I think it kind of confused some of you because there was like some weird title, like it said ESNC, and it wasn't a coin. It was like, it just, when I tried to make the live video, it was already all there. I didn't know how to edit it and all that, so I just started figuring that all now. That makes sense. But anyways, I'll add my Twitter is now on the link below, as well as the website and my Facebook. I go on live on Facebook a lot. I might start using YouTube from now on, just because I think YouTube, it'll bring out a lot more people. I think I have a bigger following on YouTube than on Facebook, obviously. So I'm gonna be trying to get on a lot on YouTube from now on. This video right now, it's not going to be that much about teaching, and it's not going to be about any alerts. It's mainly just to catch up and to tell you guys where I've been, because a lot of you guys have been questioning where I've been. I got over like 400 messages and people asking where I've been, what's next, and unfortunately I couldn't get to all of you, but I have been alerting coins. I have been active on Twitter, if you guys obviously followed me there. And yeah, so right now we are currently looking at NXS. It looks like we're at 370 right now, 369. We hit 373, which is a new high for NXS. It's up, it's doing really well, and I think it's gonna actually hit $4 within the next 6 hours. I do think it's gonna hit $4. And then on September, I think September is gonna be a huge month for all of cryptocurrency. I mean, we have the great news about Ethereum signing with Russia. We have a lot of things happening for NEO. I think they were trying to do some new ICOs and some new like updates and just a few things happening with NEO. Apart from the citizenship of China that was happening. What else? And this coin alone has a few conferences coming up. I think on September 20th to 23rd. If you were live on Facebook with me before this video, I was on Facebook for like, I've been live on Facebook a lot. I was on yesterday for like 9 hours straight to like 10 a.m. from like, I don't know, it was like 10 hours. And then today I've been live since like 6 p.m. It's already 9 p.m. here. So yeah, I've been going on live a lot more often. And yesterday I shared a really personal and detailed live video on Facebook on exactly how I make a killing trading, day trading and swinging coins. So I went all out. I literally released all my secrets, and the video has been removed, but I will be making it again. I'll be live on YouTube or Facebook, either one, and I will do it all again. I'm willing to share it all again. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit more private towards members when I get more into detail and more of the questions and like actually doing it live and stuff, but I will mention it to everyone else either way. I haven't really decided completely yet. But so I know a lot of you have been asking me about a lot of different coins. Like, for example, they just asked about Cloak. And on Twitter, they've been asking about so many other. Twitter's where everyone tends to DM me. And on Facebook. I've already have my group of coins that I'm looking at. I created the top 10 list, which was released to the members in Goonalerts, and I'm only going to be looking at these coins. I've done my research. I've looked at everything, and I'm not interested in any other coin because they're not going to bring me a good return on my investment. So I'm not interested in these other coins. Okay. I went pretty much exactly what I did with NEO. I did all the same things with I did the same thing all over again, and I came up with the top 10, and I'm going to stick to those. I'm not really going to be looking around. I've already done the research. I already know what's, of course, there's going to be random coins running 60, 100, 200% during the day, but I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in the ones that I'm watching. It's about 10, and right now we're currently looking at 4, and we're already trading 1, which is NXS. MCO was another one, but that already ran. And yeah, so right now we're at NXS, and looks like we're at 373 for the high of the day, and we're currently at 362. And like I said earlier, I do see it as going to $4. What else? Yeah, I'm sorry I wasn't active that much. It really was just because I was prioritizing the members, however you call it. I have the group chat, so I was really active, but just not on YouTube. I had only posted like one YouTube video, which was a NEO video. And I'm going to start using YouTube a lot more now. So I hope I could see all of you back, and I could help you guys a lot more. But right now, look at NXS. It looks like NXS should be $4. It could hit $5 even. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see NXS at $5 within the next 30 days. My target price for NEO has changed to $75 towards within the next 90 days, 60, 90 days. I do see it heading back to 75. It's a great time to buy right now, near $30. What else? And yeah, if you want to know the top 4, or like, well, you're going to get the top 10 and then the top 4, because I kept narrowing it down. For example, like, in the top 10 list, I have like QTUM is one of them, and also QTUM makes it, for example, but the return on investment is very low. Like, it's already $1 billion market cap, so it's really hard for it to really bring that huge return on my investment. So that's why it's not really like my favorite one, even though it reached the top 10 and all that. So I released the top 4 to the members. If you guys want to know what they are, just sign up in Goonalerts and you'll be invited to the group chat. We've been making a killing. I mean, if you want to send me a message on Twitter or Facebook, I'll send you the pictures of what everyone is saying. I mean, we have, so far this last month, I mean, most of our accounts grew 3 times. So we've literally grew our accounts 3 times in the past month. You'll see screenshots and members talking about it like crazy. And And again, I will be being more active on YouTube. We'll talk a bit. I'll teach you guys a little bit more of what I do and how I work things, how I look for things. I think one important thing to share is I am a bottom feeder. So when I am investing in coins, I do invest in things other than NEO, that was an exception, that are very undervalued. And in other words, what I like to do is I buy $1 for 60 cents, which is like just a phrase that a lot of people know. And I literally will look for something that's very oversold, undervalued. I trade a lot of top losers, not top gainers, which is a lot of mistake that newbies make. They chase a lot, and chasing is where you will get your account slaughtered. You're pretty much, if you look at Bittrex and you're looking at these top gainers and you're buying, for example, Rice or NXS, but that's already been alerted at $2, or any of these, you're buying this coin almost 100% higher than it was yesterday, and that to me is just crazy. So something I'm sharing with you guys right now on YouTube is I'm a bottom feeder, so I'm constantly looking at top losers with enough volume. So I'm sharing this right now with you, okay? So when I'm looking at scalping or swing trades, not long-term investments. I'm talking about swing trades, anything from a day to 7 days, maybe 2 weeks max. I'm looking at top losers, and I'm looking for the ones with the most volume. So for example, MCO, this was a huge gainer not too long ago. Right now it's down 17%. So right now you could obviously get this 17% cheaper than it was the last 24 hours. So that's really good. The volume is there. The attention is there. I know a lot of you already know about MCO. And so that's something that I would like to catch a dip on. Obviously, I go more into depth on knowing, once you go into MCO, knowing exactly where to buy and where to sell and all that pattern stuff and all that. That's on the DVDs and everything for the members. And I will share that again. I made the video yesterday and I will remake it for you guys. But yeah, I mean, that's two things that I didn't share with everyone. And now you know that you should consider doing. And it just makes a lot of sense. In other words, it's like going to a dealership and you're negotiating down the price of a car. You're really trying to fuck them over. You're not trying to let them screw you over. Like, you want to fuck them over. The way I look at it is, I mean, it's you versus the market, and the market is trying to sell something to you really high, and you just got to negotiate it down as much as you can and get the best deal that's on sale, in other words. That's my dog going crazy. So yeah, I mean, that's something I hadn't shared to when it comes to day trading, not long-term investments, because that's a whole other deal. Long-term, like NEO, all that, it's another whole other deal. Let's see, that's how I found ARK not too long ago. ARK was alerted, and it ran 25%. I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago. ARK was one. I actually traded that live. Trust coin was another one that was also found this way, and that also brought like 15-20% in like 2 days. Lexi, chill. What else? That's pretty much it. Congrats to everyone that got NEO. It was a huge run. From, let's see, from when it was alerted, let's see, we were at around $6 and we ran to around 58. So yeah, it was about 866% from what was shown on the video. So that was pretty good. Welcome back, Misty Man. Good analysis. Not Factum. Factum is really good. Sorry, I just saw these messages. So Factum is really, really, really good. But what was the reason? I wrote it down. I think it was a little overpriced. Not overpriced. Let me see. Let me look into it. I forgot, because Factum was. I wasn't gonna say this, but Factum was the number 4 in the rank. It actually reached there, according to the return on investment, but it was like the lowest out of the rest, if that makes sense. But yeah, Factum is a good coin. Let's see what else. Hey, do you mess around with ICOs? I don't really mess around with ICOs, to be honest. The only ICO I ever pretty much bought into and what took serious was BAT. You guys know BAT, B-A-T, Basic Attention Token. That's the only ICO I ever really took serious and went into. So not really. And again, the reasons why I don't like ICOs is because I really consider myself, as much as as weird as it sounds in cryptocurrencies, like as a value investor. So usually with ICOs, you're really pumped a lot. So when you look at these ICOs, they get pumped like really hard, and then they just drop. So I want to go in when it's dropped. I want to go in when it's on sale, when I could get it the cheapest, and then I'll get those little bounces up. For example, Game. I'm going to share this with you guys right now too. I mean, screw it. So Game is one that I'm currently looking at. It's super undervalued. So if you guys are interested in catching something, the one I've been alerting at from $2 is Game. Right now it's at 222, and I think it could still go back around $2 again. So this is exactly what we're doing with Game. Okay, I'm going to share this with you guys now. The pattern we have is called a head and shoulders. So this little area here is your left shoulder. That's the way, like, it's just the way it looks. And then we have the head and the right shoulder. We're currently underneath that. And if you look at this picture here, this is a pattern we're chasing, and this is what we're playing with Game. So Game is one of the top alerts. I just alerted one to you guys now that I'm watching and that I'm trying to catch. Right now, here's Game. We're in this little section here. So we're on this little bottom point. What we're trying to play and what I'm trying to catch is this little bounce back to support. So I'm trying to catch this as low as I can. I don't know exactly if this is the bottom. I don't know if the bottom is lower. But anywhere around this area, I'm trying to catch it. I'm trying to buy Game. I haven't bought it. It's been alerted that I'm watching it. I've talked about this so many times, and I went into detail with all my members exactly on Game, on how I'm playing it out. But real quick with you guys, this is pretty much the pattern we're chasing. So we're around this area, and we want to catch the run up back to support. So I'm giving it around $3 to $4 for the target price. And right now it hit like 210, the lowest, I think, 211. And right now it's at 222, and I still think it could head back around $2, maybe a little bit under $2. So yeah, that's another watch right now. If you're a member, you're obviously gonna get the alerts when I buy, and like the screenshot and everything. You'll get the proof. You'll see me trade it live on Facebook. I'll add you guys, and yeah. So that's one thing that I'm watching right now. It's Game. So again, this is the left side of the shoulder. We have the head and the right shoulder. So here's the left, the head, and the right. We're currently underneath this little area here. If you draw this pattern, which is here, I mean this little channel, as I like to call them, support channel. So we're underneath. We're around this area, which is here. It looks like just like the picture. Yeah, they're identical pretty much. And we're trying to catch this bounce. So that's the game plan with Game. Besides just the technical analysis on Game, it's actually really fucking undervalued. Like, they have a lot of things coming, and I think Game could be really good long term. And so it's a really good buy anytime around this price right now. It's really undervalued. If you look at it where this black line is, it's pretty much trading a little bit higher than it was for the longest time before it had this huge run. So it's pretty much a really good deal. I'm really picky. Like I said, I'm a value investor, so I try and fuck the market over, and I'm trying to really negotiate with it and buy it as low as I can. And my goal is to get it as close to $2. I do end up buying a lot. So when I invest anything, like it could go from 5 figures to 6 figures, like 6 figures. So I have to buy out a lot of pages. So when I'm buying out, for example, if I were to buy Game, in order for my order to get filled, I literally have to buy like the first 4 pages or the first 2. It just really depends on the investment and all that. But anyways, so yeah, that's now that you guys are watching me live, now you know Game is one that I'm watching. CFI, like I said, I'm not looking at any other coin. I have the top 10 coins on the back of my head, and that's all I'm sticking to, other than day trades and scalps. But as far as long-term investments, I already have the coins, and they're the best coins that, in my opinion, and I like to stick to my rules. Co-found SFI, okay, that's the same thing. Are these charts analyst strategies on your websites? So yeah, everything that I just talked about Game, there's many other things around that. So this is just one thing, then it happens to be with Game. And there's many patterns. There was actually a pattern on NXS. That's why I bought it. Right now it's at 371, so we're near the very high. Right now I have 14,000, which is around 50 grand. If you want to do the math, go ahead and do the math. It's around 50 grand inside a NXS. I probably shouldn't be sharing that, but a little too late now. What else? I'm not wearing the Gucci hat for all of you guys that fucking gave me shit. They're right here. I know a lot of you fucking hated these hats because I was wearing them backwards. It's a fucking hat. Calm your fucking balls. So I guess I'll wear these hats. But so yeah, if you haven't jumped in an NXS, I really think it might hit $4. Yeah, even $5, especially within the next 30 days. Just catch a dip if you can. And for those, if you're watching me live and you're a member, congrats. I mean, y'all have been killing it. A lot of your accounts have grown literally 3 times this last 30 days, and it's fucking awesome. I love seeing all that. Let's see what else. Let's go back to live, see what else we got here. Okay, cool. Yeah, like I said, SFI, it could be a good coin and it could run. But like I said, I just have the top 10 already in the top of my head, and I did my research. It took me like 3 days. So I kind of have that already figured out. I already know what to mainly focus on. Like I said, there's going to be coins that randomly during the day. So I guess here, I'll share another thing with you guys right now. Obviously, you guys are aware of pump and dumps. And let's see this image here. I don't really share this often, but let's see this picture here. So when people ask me, what kind of coins are you looking for? I'm talking about day trading, by the way. Day trading and scalping, not long term, because long term it doesn't matter. For example, NEO, it's not going to fall under this category, or Ethereum or Bitcoin, or the #1 ranked coin that I already released, which is like a little better than NEO in return of investments. If you want to find out what it is, just go ahead and become a member. Anyways, so when I'm trading coins, there's 2 things you want to look for. You want to look for obviously volume. And you want to trade the coin when it has the best ATR, and ATR stands for average true range, and it pretty much just means how much the coin is moving a day, how many coins, how many cents or so. So if a coin moves on average 5 cents a day, it's kind of has a low ATR. I mean, it's moving 5 cents. It's only about 5% if it's at $1. So it really just depends on the price of the coin too. Anyways, you want to avoid trading stocks when they're in coins when they're in their boring stage. So for example, all this is boring. You don't want to be trading this. You're not gonna you could make money on these little runs, but it's very unpredictable and hard, and it's boring. This is when you end up holding things for 3-4 weeks and it's just really slow. So you want to avoid these sections here. They're like called the boring sections, whatever the heck, and you want to trade these middle sections or like these huge spikes and stuff. So for example, obviously NEO right now is great. Ethereum is great to be scalping. Bitcoin is great to be scalping. Right now, NXS is good to be scalping. MCO is amazing to be scalping MCO right now. That thing is moving. Rice is another one right now that's good to be scalping. So anyways, you want to be trading those. But where do you want to know where to buy? I mean, I'm not out here trading these areas, okay? This is very hard to predict. I like to bet on sure things. So it's really hard to predict how high the coin is and what the peak is. I mean, you don't know if like this is the peak and then it just has the drop. In this case, obviously the peak for this picture is up here. So where I come in is I look at the top losers that have this thing going on, and I'm catching the bounces. So I'm profiting off these little things jumping here, and it's really easy to predict because they have room to run, and they have like walls. So when you're looking at the chart, you can really see like where it could hit, and you know where to sell. I'm gonna make a video about this more in detail, and I have already done this for, like I said again, the members. They do get the more priority and stuff. I've repeated that like 1,000 times. But so for example, this is kind of, I guess, sort of what game's chasing a little bit. Like it's really low and we're going to try and catch that bounce. So I make money when it's more secure and safe and predictable. Something I shared yesterday was that you want to make sure you want to add, it's in my program, I call it the WAC system. So it's WAC, what are the chances? And every little thing you add or you confirm, or you kind of make sure that the coin is going to go up in your way, you're kind of increasing the odds of the coin going in your favor or like running. So I add a bunch of these different things. So that's why people end up saying like, oh, you're like, they call me wizard or like random ass names, or like I got a message today, literally I'll actually post it on Twitter saying like, oh, you're not human. It's not all that shit. I'm not good at guessing. It's common sense, and I add a bunch of different like things, I guess, to increase the chances of the coin going my way. So I guess one of them is I'm looking at top losers. So they're coins that are down so much and they tend to bounce. Of course, if there's no bad news or any scams or like bankruptcy or crazy shit going on. So I'm buying them a lot cheaper than they were the last 24 hours, especially coins that are down like 60%, 50% in the last whole week or something like that. Then that's when I come in, and that's where it's known as bottom feeding. So I'm literally taking advantage and living off the bottom of the ocean, like I'm feeding off the bottom, and then I make a lot of money on the way up, and that's how I've been fortunate enough to make a lot of money monthly and increasing my accounts, and that's where a lot of my alerts come in from, and they always end up being top gainers, and it's just because they were down so much that they end up having that bounce that they needed, and it's pretty obvious to see where the wall is, and it like I've drawn them out for members, and like it'll literally do the drawing and then just drop, and it's just because I've done it a lot, and I did this a lot with stocks, and it works even better with coins, which is what I'm like obsessed with. It does work a little better with coins. So again, when I'm day trading and scalping, I'm looking for top losers, and a lot of volume. When you need a lot of volume to make sure that your trades are going to kick in, and you don't want like a crazy spread to where like the coin's at 1 and you have to buy like at 110 or 1.6. That's a crazy ass spread, and you end up negative before you get in. So you want to make sure it has a tight spread. You want to make sure it has a lot of volume and it's a top loser, and it's in this section where you could really make money and has bounces. So in other words, the average true range it's high. So I mean, if you want to add all that stuff up, I think I had the let's see, look, there's Factum, by the way. This is not it. Why does this guy have like a lot more in the back? Anyways, I thought I had it up there, but I don't know how do you bring up the ones in the back. Okay, whatever. Anyways, yeah, so that's pretty much it. When I'm looking at, I'm literally here and I'm looking for tight spread. This has a 1.3, which isn't that bad. Anything over 2 or like 1.5 is pretty much bad. Anything under 1.5 is pretty good. So yeah, I mean, I think MCO was was up here as in the top losers. Here it is, MONACO, and we're trying to catch the bounce, and it's pretty easy. I shared this yesterday. I mean, earlier today actually on Facebook. So this is the wall. There's a wall right here, and you could clearly see there's a wall here. It tried to break this resistance a few times and it failed, and then when it finally broke, it had a little breakout. It couldn't break under it, so it became the new support, and then eventually it broke out. And right now we're hanging out around this area. So notice how I'm trading this coin when it's like in the most active. It has a lot of movement going on. I mean, look at these things. They're going nuts. So things are moving. Okay. So this could be a really good bounce. Again, this is almost a little bit like the game play. You have the head and shoulder. So this is the left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder. And if you were to draw in this thing, it's just not really ready yet, so I can't draw it out. So anyways, you want to try and catch this a little bit lower, close to 17, under 17. I'm not looking at MCO because I already traded this. I traded from 11 to like $18. A lot of members sold it at $23, $22, but I'm done with MCO. That's another thing. Once I make money on a coin, I'm pretty much done, and I move on to the next one because I've already finished like where I had the most opportunity to make the most money, if that makes sense. And shit, let me see. Any ways to share what you do and how to join. If you want to join the private group, just go to Goonalerts.com. www.goonalerts.com. If I could spell it. OMG. Go to Goonalerts.com and just go under Get Started, and you could join here. You just have to choose one of these options. That's pretty much it. When you join, you're going to automatically get an email. Like, it just takes a few minutes. I have to do it. You'll get an email on, hold up, actually, I want to leave it here. I want to see where we're at. We're at 373, which is a new high. Woo! And you're going to get a DVD where you learn all my patterns. So you're going to learn about the hooligan. You're going to learn about the giraffe, about the ascending triangles, and everything that I use to find out the breakouts. And then you're going to learn the studies that I use, which you can see here. These are some of the top 3 that I use. We have the MACD. The MACD is my least favorite. We have the Stotch and the Williams, and I go into detail on like how to use them and benefit from them, which goes back into the WAC system, explaining like how to increase the chances of the stock going your way, or coin. I keep saying stock, god damn it. Of the coin going your way. You're going to be able to join the group chat, and in the group chat, I mean, we're all always active. I pin post, we always send screenshots. I post a lot of videos there too. I recently released a really secretive video. It's a crazy ass video that I've never shared, or secret that I've never really shared with everyone, but I posted it there, and I erased it after 30 minutes because I didn't want people knowing about it, but I posted it there. I don't mind sharing it again randomly. So you get the group chat, and then you're gonna get SMS alerts. So the SMS push alerts, it's literally just news and when I buy and sell coins and like a watch list. That's all that's ever gonna be posted there. Other than like when I'm live on Facebook or YouTube, it'll say like live on Facebook or whatever. And then you have the group chat, and that's where we actually get more into detail. I post pictures, drawings, and the diagrams and DD search and all that crap. And yeah, so that's pretty much everything you get with it. Of course, we get one-on-one. We could chat the way we are right now, one-on-one, and you could ask me questions, get more personal, and we could get more into detail. Yo, Carlos, my name is Carlos. Let's see, what about your thoughts on upcoming ICOs? Like I said before, I'm not a big fan of ICOs. The only ICO right now that kind of caught my attention was, I think, called Carbon. It's like a e-commerce, decentralized e-commerce coin. I'm kind of interested in it. But again, I don't really do ICOs because I don't know how high they're going. Like I'm risking my money. I'm putting my money somewhere where I don't know where it's headed. The last ICO I did was BATS, and it was pumped and it dropped like crazy. So the best time to do it is just wait for the ICO to pass, wait for it to be on exchanges. They're gonna most likely hit kind of lows, and then just buy in, and you jump in a lot less than where a lot of people got in. Where do I go to become a member? Again, just go to Goonalerts.com. Buy an accumulation. Any thoughts on Binance for long-term hold? I like Binance. Let's look at the market. I haven't looked into Binance, like coin market cap Binance. I haven't looked that much into it because, like I said, I know some of you are like barely streaming or coming in streaming. I already have the list of coins that I'm really going to be looking at. I already did this. The same thing I did with Neo in the other video, I already did now. So I've kind of already decided, and I already have my like what I'm watching. Hey, this is Carbon, the one I was telling you guys about, by the way. It's like a decentralized social e-commerce thing. It's pretty cool. But I'm not buying it or anything. I'm just interested in it. I guess that's why it's coming out, because I was looking at it as an ad. But Binance, I mean, I would have to look more into it because like I said, I already have my top 10, and Binance didn't make it, so I'm not as interested in it. But I will definitely look more into it and get a little bit more detailed. There could be coins out there, like I said, that could have a really good run, and maybe Binance could end up being at $10 or something like that. I don't know. But I'm kind of going off what's really oversold and really cheap for me to jump in now. Like I said, Game was one of them right now. If you're looking at Game, look how low it is. Here's the game plan for Game. Buy around this area, which is around here, and then catch the run back up to support, which is this little thing that does here. And then eventually it could either drop or break and then hit new highs. Obviously, that just depends on that moment. Let's see what else we got here. I'm solid, dude. Take my money. How do I sign up for your hacks? Cool. Is Neo long-term hold for you? Neo is a long-term hold. I don't plan to sell Neo. I actually recently dropped over like $300,000 on Neo. I posted it on Twitter, and like it kind of went crazy on Twitter. So Neo, I'm really long-term on Neo. I actually think it's a really good price right now for people to jump in around 30 bucks. It's really cheap. I mean, who knows if we'll ever see this price. I know it hit 28 a while, like a few days ago, or yesterday, a few hours ago, it hit 28, or around 28, 29. So I think it's a really good time to jump into Neo and just ride it out. I mean, I don't plan to sell. I lost a lot of unrealized gains, obviously, from when we were up at 58, now we're at $30, and I don't plan to sell. I know Neo is going to head up. The whole banning Chinese citizens from being able to participate in ICOs. I think it's smart because they're not banning it; they're regulating it. So that's a little different. I think long term wise, it's smart. I think they're gonna avoid keeping like bringing in some shitty scammy coins or like random like ICOs trying to come in. So I think that's kind of smart in the long term. And I do see NEO heading to 75, even $100 by the end of December. It used to be $50, but obviously my guess came in a lot sooner, like by 4 months sooner. So it has changed to the first target right now is 75, and then hopefully 100 by December. Is your top 10 something that is a buy and hold, or is something that you're following in order to short-term trading? They're all long-term. Like game is one of them, and it's both like a scalp because, like I said, if you look at here, obviously I would, if it breaks out, I'm gonna keep holding for the long term. But once it starts to head down and stuff like that, and it creates new patterns and breaks down, then I would sell. But I am really interested in game for like long term because I do think it should be around $5, close to like $7, like evaluating it good in my opinion. Um, but they're so my top 10 are long term, like they're actually long term, like holding them for like I'm talking about like up to 3 months. That's usually my like magic number, 3 months. It worked with Ethereum. It was with Neo. It's in the second month right now. It's September, so hopefully in the next month that we see a huge spike. With Skechers, that's stocks and STS and a bunch of other stuff. I don't mean to sound so rushed. It's just that I already talked about all this on Facebook and to the members. It's like the third time. So, but let's see, what else do we have? As a trader, I think you'd be interested in X8 and the Power Play. Check them out. I'll look into them again. Like I said, I'm not that big into ICOs or any other coin that I've already looked into. It's kind of like when I made the video of Neo. I was claiming that Neo was going to be the best and it was going to run and have like a huge return on investments, and people were like that's stupid. Ethereum is clearly better, and it's like obviously fucking Ethereum is better, but the return on investments are better on Neo. My money, if I put 20 grand on Ethereum, it had only gone up like what 20% from when I made the video maybe, and like Neo was up like 800%. Like obviously my money was better off in Neo. So my top 10, I'm kind of sticking to that, and I don't really try and break my rules. So I'm gonna really stick to those long-term wise. When I'm day trading and scalping, it's usually around 3 or 4 a week, and they usually last 2 or 3 days. And those are obviously alerted on the group chat, and then you see the buy and sell signal. Digibit, that just kind of falls again under the same thing that I'm talking about. Not really interested in anything else. I bought Neo at 83 cents, but did not buy enough. Looking to buy more. That's actually a really good buy. Holy shit, 83 cents. What's the investment percentage for your long-term coins? So far, every single long-term investment has ran 2,000%, other than Neo, which right now it's at, it hit 800 something percent. But yeah, I mean, they've pretty much all hit like 2,000% in coin market. When it comes to the stock market, it's usually always 50%. Nvidia ran 50% on me from 50 to 100%, from 50 to 100, which was 100%, and then Skechers was 50%. So it's around 50%, I think, long-term wise on stocks. But everyone's into cryptocurrencies right now, so I'm gonna stick to that. Are you fascinated? Sorry, Bob, but you are fascinating. Thank you. What investment percentage? I think I already read all these now. But yeah, if you're watching this live and you're watching this section, whatever, on YouTube, when it's on, again, like I said, something I'm watching right now is game. I will repeat everything again if you're new. This is the game plan. This is the left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder. This is the pattern that we're looking at: left shoulder, head, and right shoulder. It's currently around this section. I don't know if it's here. I mean, it's somewhere around this section, and I'm trying to catch it as low as possible, which I believe is $2. $2 seems to be, whole numbers are very like good walls because people, I don't know, it's like it goes along with human emotions and like attractions, and it goes beyond that. So $2 is really where I think would be a really good buy, between $2 and $2.10. Even if it goes down a little bit, I don't mind being down a little bit for a little bit. And then we want to see this run and hit back to support. So I really do think it'll hit back to support, and it's just like this image. We'll see the the little bounce back to support. So that's the gameplay for game. It's currently at 220. NXS, I'm currently trading this right now. I have 14,000 in there, and we're at 362 right now. The high is 373. This was alerted. If you look on Twitter, and if you remember, this was alerted at $2, and at 206. And I've been in twice already. The first time was around 20, and then I kept investing more and more. And I'm gonna hold this for around 30 more days. I don't really plan to hold NXS for longer than 30 days. I'm really only riding this hype. It follows all of my rules. The patterns keep breaking. I drew this pattern on Facebook like way before it started doing this. It was like on this little area here, and it's been following that same pattern. Like I said before, what else? What else do we have? We have ADX is another one that's it's competing a lot with game. So if I had to invest in either ADX or game, when it comes to bottom feeding, they're kind of, so game is it's more undervalued. So if you zoom out a lot, like it's really high. ADX is still pretty high, but it's around $1. So if you buy at $1, which is what I want to buy at, around $1 to 110, and it runs to like 140, which is a price target for me on ADX. It's a swing. This is going to be a swing trade. I think the percentages are a lot higher just because it's cheaper. So if this one goes from $1 to 40, obviously that's 40%. But for game, if it goes from $2 to 40, it's around 20%, or it's a little like it's less. But game is overall, compared to like the chart, is a lot cheaper. So I mean, they're both kind of like the good, you know. So ADX is another one that I'm watching. This is on the list for a swing trade. I haven't bought yet. I've already alerted it and put it on the watch list, but it's not like a buy yet. I haven't bought in. So I'm waiting to get it as close to possible as one, and then hopefully we could catch a bounce either back to this area here or even higher. What else we have? So we talked about game. NEO, obviously, I think people should buy. It's a really good time to buy. We're right around support. I mean, if you look at these areas back here, it's right around support. Old resistance I broke out. So I think it's a good buy and just hold. And like I said, I see 75 coming. Over here, MCO. I was talking about this earlier on the live video, just how it's currently at support. And it looks like it's already bouncing. So I don't know. It looks like it has a little. No, it's not enough. But yeah, I just kind of shared a lot with you guys. I'm going to get off this soon, unless you guys have a lot more questions. Okay, so for the last question, yeah, I actually recently went over this with everyone, and on average, most of my portfolio has been built, like 80% of it comes from long-term investments. I've told people this thousands of times, but people are very impatient. So my portfolio has really been built with long-term holds that have lasted almost every single one of them. If we look at Skechers, if we look at STS, if we look at CERN, they've all lasted 3 months. Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's a crazy ass number. And in the course of a year, it's usually 4 huge investments that make my account like grow like 5,000%, 2,000%, or just something crazy, especially these last 2 years and last year, since cryptocurrency is all new. But let's look. If you look at Skechers on Finviz, this is obviously anyways, I'll get to it. So it's usually for a year, and those 4 are usually 3 months. So like it's kind of crazy how it kind of like perfectly matched. So I pretty much have one big investment every 3 months, and it adds up to the 12 months of the year, and it ends up being 4 total investments, which is fucking crazy. It was just happens to be a coincidence, or the numbers just happen to be working out. That three months just happens to be like the numbers. So again, Why did I get Skechers? Because it was very undervalued. I was bottom feeding. It was so cheap, and I saw the bounce coming, and it has been doing it. So I bought it around this area here, and within 3 months, literally, if you want to check the months, we have November up to December. That's when it had the run, and I sold. So I literally played this. We have CERN, which was the same thing. This one took a little bit longer, but I personally played it for like 3 months. So I bought it around here, and I sold within the next 3 months. And look at that run. It was from like, you could do the numbers. I'm not looking to that. STS, another one, same thing. If you look at these, they all have like a huge drop, and then I jumped in at the very bottom. So I mean, that's just me doing bottom feeding, and it's just very easy to see the walls, if that makes sense. Again, same thing around November. All of these were around November because that's when, like, when I had done the research and came across them. So I mean, I'm sure there's more now. That's why these are all around October to December last year. So this was another one from November to December when it kept growing and growing. And obviously, I could have sold for a lot higher, but I didn't. What else? If you look at Ethereum was also one that around within 3 months. Obviously, I bought that one at $7, but when I really jumped into it, it was just a course of 3 months that it was, I think, the beginning of this year, I think, that it just really took off and hit like 420. Bitcoin is a different story just because Bitcoin has been nonstop going. But I made the most within 3 months also with Bitcoin. NEO right now, last month happened. Right now it's pretty much like the second month. And hopefully, I mean, within the next, after September, the month after September, which I don't fucking know my months. What is it, November? October. Clearly, I don't know my months. So hopefully by October we could see NEO anywhere at from 75 to 100. I spoke to a few Chinese people, and they all expect their main goal is to see NEO at 100 by December. So, and I personally think it's possible. What else do we have? Game has hit long-term retracement level. Looks like a good buy. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. So right now it's just so cheap. It's trading around $2 when it's been around 4 or 5. I mean, I don't know. I have to check do the math and check where it's actually been. But are you worried about crypto bubble? I'm not really worried about a crypto bubble. What I'm mostly worried about is like a recession kicking in. I personally do believe there's a recession that's going to kick in within the next 2 years, like maybe through 2018. I think we might hit a recession, and even though that affects the stock market, investors in general just pull out. So I think it might happen with cryptocurrencies. And I mean, once the little panic starts, stop loss starts to kick in, and people start to sell and panic, and eventually there's more sellers and buyers, and people can't sell, so they have to sell really cheap, and it just has a huge freaking. That's known as tulip mania, if you guys aren't aware of it, and that it's pretty much the exact same thing as pump and dump. It looks exactly the same. So this is the tulip mania. I mean, we have the run, it's huge, and eventually it drops, and it just heads and it eats shit. So this is known as a tulip mania. In other words, it's a pump and dump. If you look at pump and dump, it's exactly the same freaking thing. So I mean, look, it's exactly the same freaking thing, and I think during the recession, this might happen. But unfortunately, I don't know when the recession is going to be, and I'm short a lot of stocks. I'm short Snapchat. I've been shorting Snapchat since 23. Shorting Snapchat was one of the best things. I shorted Ruby Tuesday. Fuck Ruby Tuesday. That was a shitty company that was like at $4 for no reason, and it ended up being around $2. Obviously, I know you guys care more about coins, but Ruby Tuesday was one that I shorted. Or it was really high, and then it ran around. It hit 180, and I've been shorting it, and I've been in and out a lot. I don't do stocks as much as I've been doing coins. Obviously, you guys know why. It's obvious. But I still have a lot of shorts. The only thing I'm long in the market is Shop, and I got it at $80, and it's at 108. You can see it was here at $80. And it's at 108, and I do think that Shop is going to hit $500. As crazy as that sounds, I do think that Shop will run to $500 within the next 3 years. As crazy as that sounds, $500 for Shop. That's the only thing I'm long. Everything else I'm short. I mean, obviously there's coins, I mean, stocks going up, like a bunch of other ones, but I'm short on bad ones, if that makes sense. When to pull the trigger and cash out. I really don't know. They say there's a bunch of signs. Personally, when I look at when to get out, it's usually just based off patterns, and I look at walls, and as soon as it starts to break the major wall, which if you look at, I think the pump and dump pictures, you should be able, you should see it. Pump and dump emotions, I think is what the thing is called. There's one picture that I love to look at, and it shows like the greed and all that other like names. It like names the sections. Pump and dump. Let's see if I can find it. This one. So this is, I guess, one way to kind of prevent yourself from it happening. So this is like the same pump and dump or tulip mania. And this little bull trap section, that's a wall. So if you were to draw a line here, I would say the panic and the huge drop and like the first signal you should see coming and sell is if it breaks under this. So it's going to be kind of hard to see. But if you look at, for example, let's look at another pump and dump, like just picture. You'll probably be able to see it right away. Let's see. So this like this one right here, I guess. So this is like the little bear trap section. As the moment it started to go underneath that, it just ate shit. So if you see that happening with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin at the moment unfortunately does look like this. If you look at the picture of Bitcoin, Bitcoin graph, but like I said, just wait for it to cross the very last or middle bottom peak, if that makes sense, or like supports, and it would be like this, and then that would be when like it's really gonna go to shit, in my opinion. And like from what I've seen, I shorted Ruby Tuesday based off this exact same pattern. I shorted it right because it was breaking under this and it just ate shit. Snapchat did this. So I think like if you're really gonna see that huge drop, you can't really tell, but it was here. In this one, you can see the little two separate things. Once it went underneath that, it just ate shit. So once you see that happening with Bitcoin, which I haven't looked at the graph at Bitcoin, but I know Bitcoin looks like this thing already. It's on the left side of the pump, but I don't know. I mean, it could be when it reaches 10,000, 20,000. I just have to go by the pattern at that moment. I don't really see it happening anytime soon right now. Yeah, you should buy Shop. I'm glad, Dex, that you're in Shop. Shop is good. I really do see it going to 500 bucks. I'm not even joking. OMG, yeah, I saw OMG at $8 a few days ago. I have it on Blockfolio. If you guys don't have Blockfolio, I recommend for you guys to download Blockfolio. It's like, I can't live without Blockfolio. It's a little crappy just because you have to put in the entrances. Like, it's not like it's connected or anything, but you get to see like the percentages and the dollar amount and like really keep a track of everything in the cryptocurrency world. So OMG was one that I had on watch, and it was alerted. I didn't buy it, and I told them that. I was like, hey, watch OMG, it's gonna run, blah blah, but I didn't buy it. I even told them today in the morning when it was at $10. I was up live on Facebook yesterday till like 10 a.m. I went to sleep and I woke up like at 4 p.m. not too long ago. And we were watching OMG, and I saw the tweet when they said that the whole McDonald's partnership and the picture, if you guys saw it, and I had re-alerted it. I just happened to be up during that time, and it hit like 11:30. I didn't trade it though. What percentage of portfolio is? I don't own Bitcoin. I have literally like 200 bucks in Bitcoin, and it's only because some people send me Bitcoin like as a thanks, like for helping them with Neo. Like people randomly give me like 10 bucks, and there's literally only like 200 bucks in Bitcoin. I don't hold any Bitcoin. I'm not gonna delete this stream. I'll leave it on. My thoughts on Neo. I have answered it a few times, but it's cool. I mean, I understand there's new people coming into the stream. Like I said, for Neo, I think right now it's a very good time to buy. It's around 30 bucks. I think it's at 35, 34 right now. When it was at 30, 32, I think it's a really good time to buy. And I do see it going up to 75. That's my next target right now. In the last video, the Neo video, my target was 50 by December, if you guys saw that. And it happened like 4 months earlier. So how things are right now, I do see it heading to 75. And I wouldn't be surprised to see it at 100. So I think Neo is a hold. But Neo is a long-term hold. Like, you really have to suck it up and go through it. I mean, when I first jumped into Neo, I had bought it at $8 and it dropped to like $4. I had sold like on the way down. I sold in the middle because I saw walls and stuff. So I took a huge loss, and then I doubled down when it was at $4, for something, or $5. I don't remember. It's been like a month. So yeah, I don't think people should sell Neo at all, especially right now, because it took a huge dip. It could bounce back up to 40, and before you know it, you would just take loss. Like, you just lose some coins. What's your geographical location, if you don't mind me telling me? I'm in the United States. I don't want to get any more than that. There's a lot of people stealing money from Bittrex right now. Is that iOS? And then a little happy face. Let's see. I don't know where NXS is. Looks like we're at 372, and the highest is 374. That's good. That's the little. Once we break this little freaking resistance line, we should hit $4. I do see $4 coming in with NXS. There should be. You're watching this live, and I'm telling you right now, there should be a dip, and it should hit this little area here. Like, I don't know what the time, like, horizontally wise, like when, but it should hit this little support area, and then it'll bounce, and then hopefully it'll try again to re-break, unless it just does it now. But I think right now it'll hit this area, and if you're not in it, I think you should buy. So it would be around 775 and 76, anywhere around that area. Buy. You'll pretty much be buying at the support of the hooligan. If you don't know about it, just join Goonalerts, and you're gonna know everything about hooligans, and then you'll be able to catch that little breakout. So yeah, this is doing really good. Let's see, where ADX is at 117. I hope to see this closer to $1 before it bounced to 140. So you could make 30–40% off this one on that bounce. With game, my estimate short-term wise and swing wise would be 20%, and then long-term it could be over 100. Like, I do think it should be at $3 to $5, but that's really long-term wise. I mean, they're trying to make all these deals with Google Play and Apple Store and creating their own things. It's a mess with them right now. MCO, like I said, right now, I told you guys to buy around this area for a bounce, or anything a little bit under. Right now it looks like it's struggling there. But yeah, I don't know if you guys could ask me any questions. I'm kind of bored right now. I'm just doing live videos. Would you sell your Neo? Yeah, the truth and what I told my members, I would sell 80% of my Neo when it hits 75, to be honest. And I would just because I have a lot in Neo, so I would sell a lot at 80% of it at 75, and I would keep 20%, and I would just keep that there for like another year or two, to be honest. But I would sell a huge amount, but that's just because it would be a lot. I'm not going to mention any numbers, but it would be a lot by that time. Like, I'm talking like a lot. So if I kept 20% in there, it would be like huge still, if that makes sense. So I would just take a lot. What do you mean people stealing money? So on Bittrex, if you don't have your two-step authenticator, whatever the fuck it's called, authorization, whatever it's called, turn it on, because they've been stealing a lot of money. On my members, I've already had 3 people that their money was stolen from Bittrex, and one of them, they stole. I mean, it was a guy, he saved like 20 grand like for 3 years, and they took it all. And the way they stole it was, they got into his account and they bought a shitty coin. I think it was CAN, C-A-N or C-A-N-T. It was one of those. And they pretty much got on their Bittrex and they put like a really high sell price. And then with this account, they matched it. So all the money just whoosh, and it just looked like a normal transaction. Like, it wasn't like it was sent to an address or anything like that. They did it through 2 freaking things. And then I don't know if that was even a second account, and then they transferred it back. So yeah, so if you don't have that 2-step or a VPN, I would recommend to do that and get a good VPN, like a really good VPN. Turn that shit on. I am the owner of Goonalerts. I've been the owner and founder. I'm the only one that runs it. It's been 4 or 5 years now. There's been a lot of changes. Website's been updated like 4 times already. The logo used to be an owl, a shitty owl. Uh, so again, if you're new, I already have my decision on the top 10 coins that I'm gonna watch, and I don't plan to switch or change them. So if you're new, I know some of you are asking me about other coins. CVC is good. I'll give you that. Civic is good. That's on my top 10. If you guess the coin, I'm telling you. Civic is on my top 10. It is a long-term investment, so I am talking about like 90 days, holding up to 90 days to really see huge gains. But CVC is up there. So that's a good one. WCEX is not one of them up there. I'm going to come to this every notification. Yeah, I share a lot of information. I'm really not that like a lot of guys out there. I'm really just truthful, and I do have a lot of experience, and I love sharing. I think what makes me the most happiest is seeing people make a lot of money, and like all the screenshots they send me and stuff. Like I love seeing all that. And by the way, if you've joined, I haven't checked my email, so you haven't received anything yet. Because I'm pretty sure some of you have already joined Goonalerts as we speak. But yeah, I haven't checked my email, so I haven't replied to any of that or gotten into that. Factum is good. Yes, Factum is good. Factum is good. Let's see. I think coin. If any of you like snakes, this is my snake right here. This is my morphine, muffin fancy ball python. I don't know what it's called. She's cool. Anyways, is there a free trail? Unfortunately, a lot of people ask me on Twitter. There's not a free trail, just because, like I said, I release the top watch list and the top 10 rank, and then even the top 4 and my number 1. Like I'm going all in at, which is besides Neo. Um, and there's a lot of things shared that is very like it wouldn't be fair for them, anyone for the troll version to just take advantage of it and stuff. So there is no troll version. The closest thing to that is just if you add me on Twitter or on Facebook, and you get to see me like live stream, and I'll randomly like yesterday I've been trading this since it was at $2 yesterday, live on Facebook. So if you add me on Facebook, which is on the description, you'll be able to see that. Yeah, this is my cool little snake here. I have 2 of these. The other one's like a darker one. Are you expecting to earn 5 or 10 times your money in Civic in the next 90 days? I have to check the notes because I wrote it in my journal, which I recommend everyone to do. I recommend everyone to have a journal, as gay as that sounds, and literally write down. Like every trade I've made has been written down, and it says my target price, where I estimated, and then where it ended up being, and all that stuff. And for CVC, if I'm correct, I think I had given it like 4 times. It could run up to 4 times if I'm correct. So it would be like 400% within the next 90 days. That was what I had given it for CVC, if I'm correct. I'm not looking into Lisk, and the only reason I don't want to look into Lisk is, so for example, QTM is one that's really good, but I'm not trying to buy that right now because it's really high. I think QTUM is already like a 1 billion market cap, if I'm correct, or unless I'm confusing it with QTM. So yeah, the market cap is already 1 billion. So for it to go from 17, which to like around $40, so it'll be like a $2 billion market cap. That's only 100%. So for example, I rather own like CVC that could run up to 4 times and give me 400%, and then QTM that would be matching it at the market cap of Neo, and I think Neo is going to be way ahead of that. So for example, like there's coins like QTUM that I believe are so good and that could run a lot, or like OMG and stuff, but they're already too high to be investing in it. And I'd rather invest in something that's cheaper that'll bring me more money in my investment. Let's see, what else do we have? Thoughts on upcoming. What color Lambo are you getting? So I am getting a new car. I'm not gonna say which car. I already sold. I had the Stingray. If you follow me on Facebook and Instagram, I used to have the Stingray, and I already sold it. I am upgrading to a new car, and I'm not gonna tell anyone what it is yet. I'm just gonna put it out there, and so yeah. But there is a new car coming in. Uh, yeah, but I'm not gonna tell you guys which one it is yet. Again, Steam was another one that was really good, but it didn't make my top 10. Hell yeah, Arturo! Look at this one. Bam! Represent. I got this badass shirt coming out tomorrow too. So the i8 is one that I'm looking at, and I actually test drove it, and I love the i8. I'm obsessed with it. I'm just not a big fan of the fake engine sound. I really like cars that have like a really loud, aggressive sound. So I saw the i8. I saw the Mercedes AMG GT. I saw the a Bentley. It was a 2015 Bentley, but I feel like the Bentley kind of gets lost. I really like not I like attention. I like flashy shit. So the Bentley wasn't as flashy. Like it kind of got lost. If it's in traffic, it's kind of hard to spot, you know. So that's why I'm not a big fan of Bentley. The i8, it was the Protonic Black Edition. They have only around 2 in the United States, and one of them is here where I'm at. Um, I am gonna sell some merchandise. It's gonna be like this hat, this one, and it's gonna be some sweaters and some shirts, but I'm not gonna have them out yet. Um, I'm upset. The R8 is one of my favorite cars, and it would be a V10, not a V8. If you're gonna get an R8 for 20,000, 30,000 more grand, you could just get a V10. So. Uh, What else? RIS is really good, but like I said, that just goes back to chasing. That thing is up almost 100% compared to it was yesterday. So you're telling me if you saw your favorite car in the freaking dealership for 10,000 bucks yesterday, and then tomorrow everyone wanted it, and it's at 20 grand, you're gonna go in and buy it for 20 grand? That just doesn't make sense to me. I'd rather wait till it falls or it eats shit. I don't care if it runs another 100%. Like my money would be better off somewhere else that will give me 200%. You mentioned using VPN for added security. What's the benefit beyond? So VPN, if you have a really good VPN, so VPN, think of it as a tunnel. It's like so once you get on the VPN, your IP address is different. Especially if you have like NordVPN, or like there's a few VPNs in there that have onions and stuff. Um, so the way I see it is like if you have a tunnel and you go in, oh, that's kind of like Tor, I guess. And it's just a lot harder for people to track, you know, like your IP is different. So like I could be where I am right now, and everything online will show that I'm in like Netherlands. So it's a lot harder for them to get, and with the IP, I mean, if you're a hacker, you could do a lot. Like if you have someone's IP, you could do a lot with an IP. So you're pretty much giving a false IP, and it's not really keeping track of anything. So it's like if you're in a tunnel and you go in it and no one can really see what you're doing, who it is, where it's coming from. They just see that you have a VPN turned on. In a way, I kind of confused it with Tor, but uh, so yeah, I mean, like you said, VPN is good, and like damn, this thing is like about to strike my face off. It's good. I have a VPN and I use it all the time. But get a good VPN. I have a friend that got like a kind of crappy VPN, and he was like using popcorn time, and they caught him. They sent like an email saying, like 2 emails saying that they knew, and like they had his IP, and like the owner of Warner Brothers and Game of Thrones, because he was watching Game of Thrones, like literally claimed and like sent a report like themselves to AT&T, which was like the a Wi-Fi provider. And so yeah, I mean, if you want to use a really good VPN, if not, because some VPNs just suck. There's VPNs out there for like $10 for like a year. Like that's, you have to make sure. Like go on YouTube and do the research. I use Hide My Ass VPN, but typically, I don't know if that's. I don't know if you're like fucking throwing shade at me right now, or if you're being serious. Hide My Ass VPN. That's funny. I'm gonna go ahead and believe saying that you're true. Like, do you work in finance? No. If you want to know, my last job was honestly yeah, I love Nord. Nord is one of the VPNs I use all the time. Um, I was a busser before I was doing all this. Like I wasn't even, so I had 4 jobs and I got fired out of all of them. Like I used to work at the wash tub, which was like I would vacuum fucking cars. I was like 17, 16, and I would always show up late and shit, so they fired me. I used to work at anyways, I've been fired up all of them. I used to work at Raising Cane's, if anyone knows where that is. And before that, I was a busser. My last job was literally a busser. I was at a sushi restaurant, and I would fucking pick up plates for people and wash the dishes. That was when I was 17 or 18, and I got fired from that job because that's when I got into the stock market, and I was always be on my phone. Like I would use Robinhood, use stock trade, and TD Ameritrade, and I would always be on my phone since I worked early. And I got fired after working there for like 2 years because I was always on my phone. Like I would literally be like on the like where everyone is eating and stuff, and I would be on my phone. Like I didn't give a fuck. I was making money, or like I was just like, intrigued in it and shit. So I didn't give a fuck, and I got fired. And then obviously I got into all these issues with my dad because he found out that I had been working for like 6 months, and then I started investing. And you know how parents are, that they don't think you're gonna do something good. But now, what do you gotta say, Dad? But all I do is invest. That's literally all I do, and run Goonalerts. So other than that, that's literally it. It's just Goonalerts and investing. All my income, all everything I've been able to afford buy, and all the investing and everything is all been from investing and just growing my account. Obviously, the more you have, the more you make, and you grow exponentially. I go behind ANTSHARES pretty big at $7.08 in part due to your video at the time. Good call. Yeah, a lot of people got I think, I don't know if they're being honest or not, but a lot of people jumped into Neo from that video. Like if you look at the comments, not the top comments because those get in the way. There's a lot of people that say like, "Oh, you convinced me," or "I'm going all in" and stuff like that. And that was at $6. So if they're still in, man, congrats, you guys! I'm so happy, and that's what I love about Goonalerts and just sharing my experience because I get to help people make money. Um, I know there was this one guy that was having issues like with his house and stuff, and I helped him. Ended up he paid it off, which was awesome, and he was like having issues about the house getting taken away and stuff. But yeah, I talk to people around all around the world, so it's awesome. I made a lot of money on Neo to do your advice. Yeah, I'm happy, Hampy. I'm happy, Hampy. Is that how you say your name, Hampy? Let's see what else. Let's check out. See how ANX is doing. NXS. So we're at 374. We're literally at the top of the top. I'm gonna put this thing away because she's moving a lot. Anyway, so we're at the very top. Well, not anymore. We're at 373. We're at 274, which is like the high of the day. So anything above 375, and I think we'll definitely be running towards $4. Let's see. What else do we have? I know the fear. Seriously, hate the rigidity, lack of control with the 9 to 5 going into the crypto investment thing. Yeah, and honestly, investing made, well, I was in the stock market, so it wasn't like 24/7. It was like Monday through Friday. So obviously everyone hates Mondays, but as an investor into the stock market, I fucking, yeah, I got a snake. I got 2 snakes and a tarantula. I would take the tarantula out, but man, that thing kind of scares me. It has big ass fangs in the bottom. Um, I loved Mondays. Like I was so excited to get up on Mondays, and I would wake up like at 5 a.m. even though the market started at 8 for me. Um, hey, new member tonight, annual membership. Glad to be a member. Yeah. If you're joining as you're watching this, I haven't checked anything, so I haven't sent any links. I'll do that after the stream. So I mean, just give me some time, and then I'll send you guys everything else. Yeah, there's a lot of people that like, for example, my dad was one that didn't really believe in crypto still, and like he saw me make all this money on Ethereum and on Bitcoin, and so I told him about Neo at $5. I was like, throw your money in Neo, but I mean, he didn't really believe me, and now he's like, shit, I should have fucking listened to you. Now he listens to me. So now it's the opposite. Now he kisses my ass and he fucking trying to make me do. He kisses my ass. So that's pretty cool. Uh, like I said, I think September is going to be the month for all of us in cryptocurrencies. There's a lot of stuff coming down. So just the news with Ethereum alone about Russia being, I think they had like a contract with Russia or whatever. Ethereum, that's what made it run. I think September's our month. We have Neo bringing in like ICO, and I think they were trying to bring a second one, but they were focused on one. The coin that we're trading right now, not ADX, NXS, has conferences and a bunch of releases and merges that they didn't want to tell me, like if it was a merge or not. I was talking with them on Facebook Live, and like I was chatting with them. They're like, "We'll let you know on the conference," and it's on the 20th. So I think September is going to be our month. A lot of things are very very cheap. For example, game is so cheap right now. It's at 220. It's very rated, undervalued, and I do see it going up. Do I need to be a member? Unfortunately, to get the top 10, you do have to be a member. And if you want to know like my buy signals, like when I buy and sell, which is always alerted, you do have to be a member. If you want my DVD, which is where I teach you all the slangs. So like BO stands for breakout, and EOD stands for EOD. So I teach you all of those, so you'll be able to know all of them. I teach you all the patterns, like from the giraffe, the hooligans, the head and shoulders, the cups with handles. I teach you all of those. It is through the stocks, but it's the same thing with the coins. I teach you the WAC system. And the WAC system is what I do all the time. It's like it's how I've found all these coins. And the WAC system is pretty much, it stands for WAC, or what are the chances? And it's just, it's a way to rank. So if you have like their top 10, or like you just have 10 different coins, how to rank them, like to know which one's the best one to invest in. And that's how I come up with the top 10. So I teach you how to do that. And then I go over, if you trade stocks, I go over like recommendations. A lot of books on what to read. I recommend books. I recommend what brokers to use, what websites I use all the time. Obviously, this whole crypto thing is new, so I've been doing this as with the members, like currently, like as I'm live, I share everything with them in the cryptocurrency world. You get the buy sell signals alerts. You get to join the group chat, which is awesome. The group chat is so much fun. Like it's so hard to like leave that group chat. I'm telling you, that group chat is fun. We have fun on that group chat. We mess around a lot. We find stocks. We jump in together. We sell together. We profit together. We plan trips all the time. We have a trip coming up for Cancun. We're all headed up to Cancun. I'm pretty much paying for the hotel and everything for everyone. Everyone's just paying like their flights. We're gonna meet up at Cancun. I think they wanted to plan one for Las Vegas. So we have a lot of fun, and we are together. We try to stay as a team. What else? How long did it take you to start building a serious portfolio, like over 50,000? It really honestly grew the most these past 2 years. So since 2006, the end of 2015, like December. So it was pretty much like the beginning of 2016. That's why when I was going in the very beginning, when I went over like Skechers and all these other ones, they were all like November, December 2015. But I think my account really exploded when I hit 20,000. When I was at 20,000, from that point on, my account just went from like 20 to 30 to 50 to 80 to 100 to like 300, and it just kept expanding like crazy from that point on. So I think $20,000 was my main thing. And then obviously, I think the next one after that would be like 50,000, but 20,000 was where I saw like, so it was really flat, and then once I hit 20,000, it was when it really just started to grow, and obviously it just fucking grows exponentially. I don't know if that answers your question, but it took me from 20,000, I would say it was like 2 or 3 years. I mean, this was 2 or 3 years ago. We're talking about 2 years ago, pretty much. With Metropolis coming out and ICOs like OMG, well, it would jump. Can you do videos on technical analysis? So I do videos on technical analysis all the time. For example, I just did one on game. We talked about how I plan to buy here, and it's this little section here, and we're trying to catch this bounce to support, which is where this line is. So we're going to try and catch this little bounce here. I don't know how low it is. I want to catch it as close as possible as 2. Same deal with ADX, except it doesn't have a Head and Shoulders. Where I want to buy around 1, and hopefully I get to sell around 150, 160. 140 is my main goal for ADX when it's around $1. So I do go over all that. The videos and DVDs are really in detail are for members only, or like if as a member you get the DVDs. What else? That's fine. I just wanted to make sure. Hey Carlos, did I hear that you said you paid conference call one-on-one? As when you join as a member, we could talk one-on-one. So I set up like conference calls with people. Like we'll be either it depends on whatever they want. Like sometimes we use Facebook. We'll just call on the phone, or I mean not Facebook. Yeah, the Facebook video or Skype. Skype's really popular, and even FaceTime. And we'll just talk. And they ask a bunch of financial and personal questions and like, oh, what should I do? They even ask me stuff like, should I keep my car, or like, should I downgrade my car, and like a bunch of other questions. And they get a little more in detail with their account. So that is one benefit that members do get to have. We have a lot of one-on-one conversations and also DM. So it doesn't have to be like video all the time. I mean, we could take our time and go over something throughout a week, like through DMs, to direct message. I love Neo. I love it too. Yo, that sounds dope. I want in on this cult. Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. I mean, it's really awesome. Like I said, we are a really fun and awesome team. If you follow me on Twitter, I mean, just look at what people say and like what the followers and like. It's been times where like I don't find a coin, and like it's been like a week or two like where I don't really find anything, and like the members find something. So it's a really awesome community. Um, Everyone's super awesome. I love everyone there. It's really I focus a lot on like positive, and I think the group is really positive. So I think we do really good for that. Like I'm a huge Law of Attraction fan. I have it tattooed right here, Law of Attraction, and I think that's something that's helping out the group. Like as lame as that sounds, I think us being so positive and like you'll see like if you join the type of things I make you guys do and say, and like I'll be like watch this fucking video today, and it's like some Law of Attraction video, and like we do good and this is fun shit. And we plan trips. Like I said, we have a trip for Cancun being planned, and in Las Vegas, which is the Las Vegas isn't that sure. I meet up with people all the time locally, or like even if I have to travel out of my state for like a little bit or city. Um, so I need to move in on game. So I'm watching game, but I haven't gone in game. So that's one thing. I haven't gone in game yet. I'm still watching. I will alert that once I get in. Either if it's ADX or game. I bought into Lisk fairly early, but got attention recently. I was wondering what your thoughts step on it. So I think Lisk was obviously a good investment. It's done awesome. On Twitter, I know it's really popular. Every time I post something, they're always like Lisk, or like when I said, oh, I threw out the top 10, they were like, oh, Lisk is in there, and Lisk is really good. But like I said, I think it was just a little too high. Like I said before, there could be 30 coins out there that are the best coins to invest in, but if they don't make it like to where they're the best return on my investment, I don't invest in it. So I mean, Lisk and QTM, like I said, there's some that are really good. Even MCO is good, and OMG is good, but they're really high. Like I'd rather invest my money in something that could have the run that these coins had recently, you know. And then once I'm in, like I'm gonna stay in it. Like with Neo, I'm staying in it, but I mean I own that shit from like averaging like at $6-7, whatever my average is. I have to check. I have Skype, would like to set up time with you. So yeah, I mean, we could set up any. I mean, once you're a member, we could do it anytime. Just let me know. I don't ever really sleep. I sleep on Sundays. So on Sundays is when I kind of that's like my time. I kind of just slack around on Sundays. And Mondays sometimes too. Yeah, Cancun sounds dope. We had actually planned it a lot earlier. The goal was if Neil hit this is $25. If Neil hit $25, we were gonna plan the trip, and I was gonna buy like this badass fucking hotel in Rio, like the jacuzzi, like it's like outside in the balcony with like the view. It's fucking awesome there. But there was a bunch of like robbery things going on at that moment, so we ended up moving it up, and then I had a fucking hurricane over here in Texas. So yeah, it was crazy. Join, it's the best community, extremely helpful. Jacob Miles, yeah, you remember. Hey Carlos, have you been on the top of my search? I just couldn't find you, man. Don't leave us in the middle. I got a little confused. What do you mean? Hey, Carlos, you have been on the top of my search. Oh, okay, like in general. Okay. So like I said, sorry I wasn't active because I know like the last video was like months ago with Neo. I have made a bunch of other calls. MCO was a call. OMG, I didn't trade it, but it was a call. In and out, well, obviously Neo. ARC was one that ran 30%. The current one right now is NXS, which is currently at 167, and it looks like the height is still 374. So like I said, I think it's going to hit this little support area, so I'm not worried if it dips. I mean, I really hope it hits this area here, just because I think it's a healthy growth. Cancun is dope. It's been great. The community is extremely helpful. Thanks for that. The rich never sleep. Yeah, sleep is for the weak. And you never. Okay, well, no. I was gonna say they never watch TV because they don't have like commercials. They don't have like Lamborghini, Ferrari commercials on the TV because the ones that could afford it aren't slacking around watching TV all the time. But I used to believe that, but recently like that's all I fucking do sometimes. All I do is watch TV. I get bored. I mean, I'll invest. For example, for a whole month when I first went into Neo, I didn't move anything. Like I was banking on Neo. Like I wasn't doing anything. I was at home all day watching fucking. I watched all these fucking shows. Atypical. I saw fucking a shitload of scary movies. So that's all I did, and I was making a lot of money. I would wake up richer the next day than the last, thanks to Neo. Recently, I started trading a bit more active just because I it was about a month, and I started to find these new coins that were very undervalued, and Neo was very like slow and a bunch of other stuff. Um, is game long? Okay, so like I said before, game is really a short term. It's a long term. I bet game is really a long term. Like I give it 90 days, up to 90 days to hit around $4 again. But it just depends on the pattern. So like it could be short term. That also makes sense. So for game again, I've said this a few times. This is what I'm going for game. This little line is this little line here, and this is the left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder. We're currently in this area, so I'm trying to plan this little. I'm trying to play this bounce. I want to catch it as low as possible, which I think it's at around $2, 210 maybe, which is very low right now. I think it could hit this little area here again, and hopefully it will bounce and catch this. If on this point it starts to break this resistance, then I would definitely keep staying on it, and maybe it'll be another month or two that I like continue to hold it. But if by that time there's a pattern, like if it creates a little giraffe or hooligan here and then it breaks down, then I would just sell. So it just really depends. But the main goal is long term because it's really cheap. The company's good. It's something that just makes sense, you know, like every other coin is kind of similar and they have a lot of different things that aren't very understandable, or like the world isn't caught up to it yet. But game makes sense, and it gives it pays for the producers and people that make games. I believe if I'm right, it gives them more money. It pays them faster, and it's something that I could see live now, and I think they're already testing it with Mobile Go or something like that. So I just started looking into game recently. Thoughts on Golem Brass set to release? Like I said before, I already have my top 10 coins. So I'm not looking at anything other than my top 10 because they're the ones that are going to bring me the best returns on my investment. If anything, I'm only even trading the top 4 of all those top 10. Like I'm not even considering the bottom 7, whatever the fuck the math is. Do girls get wet when you tell them you trade cryptos for a living, or do you let the whips do the talking for you? Funny story. The girl I last talked to, she was interested in the car. Like she was a goat ass digger. Nah, they don't understand cryptocurrencies. Look what I'm repping right now. I walked around with them all. No one fucking asked this. I have a Neo shirt. I have the ANTSHARES shirt. Bitcoin fucking merchandise, and they don't give a fuck. They don't get wet because I fucking trade cryptos. They just see what you have. That's the truth. NXS, do a goodbye right now. Like I said, I do think NXS was alerted to the members at 206. It was alerted at 2, but I bought at 206. And then I sold it, and then I rebought. You can actually see the trade down here, actually. Look at all this crap. So I bought it. Oh, you can't see the numbers. Anyways, I bought, and then I bought a lot, and I sold, and then I rebought, like, huge. That's when I went in, like, 14,000 coins. I do think it's going to $4, and I am gonna try and hold within the next 30 days by September 20th. I want to know this dude balling. Sub Carlos, I like your spirit. What up, El Gooch? Have any thoughts on TNT? The only TNT I've ever heard of is a song, TNT by AC/DC. I didn't even know there's a coin called TNT. Like I said, I'm not really looking at any other coin that much because I've already made my decision. Oh, I like ETHEREUM. Just kidding. I've seen it around. I just don't know that much about it. I would have to really look into it. And it looks like it's ranked 73 on Bittrex. I don't know what it might be ranked in. I'll have to look more into it. I've never heard of it though, so I don't want to take up a lot of time at the moment looking into it. Let's see. Damn, I have a lot to catch up to do. Oh, do you guys have any other questions? I mean, I'm here live. We could just came out. If you guys have any other questions or anything, I mean, your opinion on SIA coin. Again, SIA coin is another one that I think is also good, but I think it's a little. I could find a better coin that could bring me better in a return on my investments. SIA is one of them. If you're curious. Yeah, I'll see you guys. If you guys go on Goonalerts, you'll be able to talk with me 24/7. Yesterday, I was on the chat and even on Facebook Live from like 6 p.m. to 10 a.m. We were watching all these coins, talking, chatting, and I would be on and off. I even played FIFA with some of you. If you guys have FIFA on Xbox, I'll play you and I'll kick your ass. I only have 2016 right now because I'm waiting for 2018 FIFA to come out. But if you have an Xbox and you play FIFA 16, I'll destroy you. Neo will be making. Is there one-time buy option or subscription? Yeah, you could either join for the year or for the month. So if you just go to Goonalerts under Get Started, you'll be able to see the year option or the month option. And obviously the most popular one is the year, just because you technically get like 7 free months. So it would be like the smarter investment, if that makes sense. Will you be emailing me as a new member? Check your email. I think I just got you. Oh, the coins. I'll post it on the. I'll send the group. I'll send the alert again on the SMS push alerts. Like I usually refresh it all the time, so I'll do that. I have to confirm a lot of you on Facebook. Here. Goon Squad. Yeah, some of you are banking. I'm not gonna say your name, but there's one of you that started with like $1,200, and I just saw you were at like 14 grand in like a month. How much is that? Holy shit. He was like at 1-800 and now he has 14 something. I don't know. I'm just gonna put 14 flat. That's 677% in a fucking month. Nice. OMG, long term or short term? I'm not sure about OMG, to be honest. Like I said, to me that one's a little too high. I think when I spoke to some members about it and I told them it would hit like 15. Like I do think OMG would hit $15. I don't even know where it's at now. I don't even know if it hit it already. But I do think it'll hit like $15. And I told them yesterday, like when it was at $9, $10, right before the tweet was out, we were talking about OMG, and then they tweeted that picture about the McDonald's thing and the merge, and that's when it like just. Whew. what are you holding right now? Right now, I have NXS. I have $50,000, which is 14,300 coins on NXS Arturo. I bought this twice already. I bought it at 206 and I sold at 258, and then I rebought 50 grand, and yeah, right now it's up. I bought at 294. I think I have it right here actually. At 296, and my goal is to see $4 soon, which would be about $15,000 in profits from 42. Good time to add Neo. Yes, it's a good time to add Neo, Maria. I think it's a good time now, and just hold. I haven't looked at gas. I know I was making about almost close to $2,000 a month on dividends, or like I guess that's what I did last month. It was like $1,800 in dividends, but I don't know where it's at now. It's at 20. It's not bad. I don't know what you asked about it though. Neo 5-year hold for me. It is hard to drop that daily gas. Yes, oh yeah, that's what we were talking about, I guess. Yeah, that gas, it's bringing good money. I mean, like I said, I made like 1,800, close to 2,000. I'm pretty sure it was a lot higher because gas was even higher than Neo at a point, which is crazy. But yeah, that's one thing that I love Neo. And I told you guys on the other video, and everyone was making fun of me when I was like, guess what? There's fucking more. Um, but yeah, that dividends it's rare, you know, and so you're gonna make money off the dividends. You're gonna make money off Neo growing. Like I'm telling you, Neo is gonna hit $75 soon, and you're gonna be watching this video when it's at $75, and you're not gonna have bought in, and you're gonna cry. If Neo is gonna make 100% by December, it's not a better idea to trade something. So yeah, I mean, that's why I have my number. Like I released a number, like the top 10, and the number one coin to hold. That's why I think you probably just joined, but I said it's better than Neo. Not necessarily better company or like a better coin, but it is going to bring more like returns on your investment. So for example, it's like when I was talking about Neo, people were like, well, what the fuck, why would you tell people to buy Neo? Like it's all about Bitcoin and Ethereum. Like obviously it's all about Ethereum and Bitcoin, and I love Ethereum, but Neo is going to bring the better return on your investment. You know, it's going to run. So I had switched everything from Ethereum to Neo, like everything in the cryptocurrency world. All I had was Neo. And yeah, I mean, look at it now. It did exactly that. Now I could go back and buy Ethereum if I wanted to and buy like 20 times more coins that I had. Um, so I have found another one. I have found 4 actually that should be better than Ethereum, than Neo, as far as return on investments. And I'm only actually going to trade 2 of them, which is the top 2. And I've already announced them, and I've already shared that. So if you want to know, you would have to just join as a member and check it out, and then see the actual buy alert. OMG's at 1161. That's awesome. You got your email, got my email, login confirmation for line online access. Don't mean to bog down the chat. Nah, man, it's cool. Ask all the questions you want. 10 coins list. I'm gonna send it out again because I didn't leave it like pinned or anything, or it's not on the email. So like I kind of just throw it out once a day on the SMS push alerts, so I'll send it out to you. I'll tell you the top 4 right now, just so you'll know at least like ahead of time what they are. I don't know if you already joined the group chat. Thoughts on Waves? I think Waves is another good one. The only reason I'm not investing in Waves was because it like didn't make the top 10. Like it was on the very, like it was like maybe, I think it was like the 13th one. I actually had it in my notes. but I had to eliminate it, which was hard because there were some coins that I had to eliminate that I was like, shit, like I have a feeling they could go up really high. Waves was one of them. UTM was another one. Steam was one that I had to eliminate. Um, I remember it was Steam, Sia coin or SC, I think was what the other one that I had to eliminate. Unfortunately, you do have to pay to be a member of Goonalerts, and it's just because, uh, like I said, I want to keep it like as small as I can, so it's like a way to kind of eliminate other people, like to keep the circle small. I mean, even if it would keep growing and stuff, because people are gonna join, but it just makes my job a little bit easier to keep in touch with everyone, and it's a little bit of greed too. Like I don't like sharing my secret with everyone. Like if it was free, everyone would have already know what I do. So it is a little bit of greed. Like when people ask me honestly, like what do I charge? I mean, if you're good at something, don't do it for free. And then it's a little bit of greed. Like I don't want everyone knowing exactly how I trade. Like I do like to be a little bit greedy about it. I like to keep it to myself, but I do share it out to members. Um, so I mean, the pros and cons. Um, but yeah, you get the DVD with everything. There's about 8 hours of technical analysis, and every single pattern is we talk about every single pattern, every single study that I use, all the slangs, so a bunch of different words and things I use and say on the chat that people aren't um, aware of, like EOD, EOY, BO, BD, uh, RS. There's a bunch of things that people don't really know what they stand for, and it's all shared there. Um, so yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like as a member, you get the DVD with all that stuff, which actually, oh, I don't have it on this computer. And then you get to join the group chat, which is where we all just talk, chats, and screenshots, pictures, and like we get very detailed and find coins and talk about coins, all that stuff. And then you get the SMS alerts, and the SMS alerts is like a text message to your phone, and that's pretty much just news. So like any big news, like worldwide, even like if fucking someone dies or something like famous. As to cryptocurrency news, like the Russian thing with Ethereum was obviously talked about, and then the buy and sell signals are shared there. And every time I go on live, or like I send like something to your email or like an update, so that's just like important things. And then the group chat is like just constantly 24/7 talk. Like I've already missed like 1,000 fucking things being talked about over here. Well, I've been live here for almost 2 hours. Will there ever be a special for the prize? Uh, There really isn't, not really. I mean, the prices, if you saw Goonalerts a while ago, yesterday, it was cheaper. Today it went higher. The only thing I could offer is if you want to join for the year, use the code Goon Squad. I don't know if it's active anymore. I have to see because, yeah, the prices were just hiked literally yesterday or this morning, so I don't think there's going to be anything. I'll look into it, and then I'll be live again. Yeah, that happens a lot. That's why I'm not too crazy about the price. Like, I don't think it's too high or too low because usually people join and like within the same day they end up making it back. Where like that same week they make it back. A lot of people usually join for the year, and for the year it's like $400 a year. Um, and the other thing is when you join, you keep that price like forever. So I mean, if Goon Alerts in like next month or 2 months, it's at like $1,000 for the year or like $100 for the month, you forever get to keep whatever you joined at. So that's why a lot of people take advantage of it. So like for example, everyone that joined before yesterday, it was cheaper for them. They get to keep it. For everyone new from now on, the price has changed for them. So I mean, you want to take advantage, I guess, soon because it does change like almost every month or 2 or 3. Just because things just keep going higher and higher and the group keeps growing. So I kind of start closing it and closing it and closing it, um, and making it more restricted, I guess. Because it's kind of hard. Like I get like 40 messages on Twitter every day, like another 40 on Facebook, and then like everyone that added me on Snapchat. So it gets a little harder and harder and harder, and it's just me, you know. So I purposely make the price higher and higher and higher and higher to kind of start closing it in, and eventually where it hits like a point where it kind of just chills a little bit, and that's everyone that was in already. That's us. That's it. If that makes sense. Does anyone have any other planning for under backed? Yeah, join the group, and literally you could say like who made the money back already. People that joined yesterday already made back like 3 times today with fucking not 3 times, but or I guess some of them did. Yeah, depends how much you invested. I guess with NXS, I mean, people literally joined yesterday and they're already way past that. Right now it's at 370, 369, and I do see $4 coming. But yeah, I guess it just depends. I mean, if you only have $200 to trade with, well, then that's going to be a little bit harder. But if you're like trading with like 2,800, $5,000, then you'll make that back in a fucking day, like easily. I don't really have a doubt, unless there's like a point where I'm not really trading. Gotta confirm a lot of you. Think broke kid thinks broken college. You think Strat is going to so Stratus is also a good one. So if you join for the year, technically, well, I mean, it's just a better deal just because if you do the math, if you join for the monthly, it's $70. So if you stay for a year, you're paying $840. Which is kind of crazy when people join for the year for me, because I've had members that stay like that they've been with me for 2 years already, and they've paid like 4 times what they could have paid if they just did like the year. And for the year it's only 400, so you're literally paying like 60% cheaper, and you pretty much get like 7 free months. So that's why I recommend like the year membership, just because it's like 6-7 months free at the end of the day, if that makes sense. But it just depends. Some people don't feel like doing that, or they just do a month or like 3 or 5 months. Like it just really depends on everyone. Daniel, you're one of the people that made like that I was thinking of earlier, like when we were on this live stream earlier today, that your account was, I'm not gonna say the numbers, but your account grew like 10 times already, and I'm so fucking happy because I remember we were talking about like when you first joined and you were like red and like taking losses and you were kind of like doubting it and stuff, and then now you're like you're posting screenshots all the time now, which is fucking awesome. I love it. I think I posted one of your screenshots on Twitter not too long ago. But yeah, it's fucking awesome. There's not really a discount right now, like I said, because it literally just changed this morning. The price went up like 30%. It used to be $50 a month and 300 for the year, and now it's 400 for the year and 70 for the month. And it will change again. Like it will go to like $100 a month and like $600 for the year eventually. You could reply to that email. I use that email all the time. But the best way to contact me is through the, like when I'm guessing now that you joined, you got the email. So if you join like the group chat, and you'll be able to like DM me right away. So instead of like, you don't have to email me if you want, because that's just gonna take longer. Like you can just DM me, and we'll literally be like texting pretty much like. And the cool thing is that I could send voice notes. So if it's something long, I could just send you a voice note, and like, so it's awesome. And like I could send videos and stuff. So that's why it's better than like the email. Let's see. I think I got the email. Okay, so I replied just so you can know, but obviously, yeah, you DM me for the best, for the better communication, I guess. You could DM me. You guys have any other questions or anything? I'm here live. We could talk about it. Get over it. Get it over with. Can we go back to this morning prices for the next hour? I don't know if I can, just because people have been joining, and I can't really give a discount because then they have they're it's just gonna be like a conflict, you know. So I don't know. I could do that. Like I said, you could try and use the code Goon Squad, but I don't but only for like the year membership. Um, but I'm pretty sure I took it off because everything changed this morning. Sorry, these people. What the hell? If you want a military discount, um, send me a message on Twitter. Send me a message on Twitter and just put America, and I know that you want like a military discount, and we'll talk about that. Sorry, I'm just checking like the chats because I haven't checked the chats this whole time. I didn't know that Shift was rebranding. This is why I like having the group chat and like talking to a lot of people because the more eyes, like the merrier, or whatever the heck that phrase is. By the way, if you're just joining, make sure to join the group chat because there's a few people that haven't joined the group chat and they're like really like confused because like they don't see all the like details in like the chat and conversation. Like all they see is an alert. And things change all the time. So make sure to join the group chat. If you can't join it, just like email me. I mean, I'll put you in like manually. What's the deal? Neo will get back up. I'm not worried about Neo at all. Yeah, I recommend to join now. I mean, because I don't know if it just depends on demand. Like I had to move it up because there was a lot of demand, so the prices could be hiked up again. So yeah, there was a few fortunate people that got in like the last hour before the prices changed. I don't think they'll change anytime soon, obviously, because I literally it just happened today this morning. Stupid question, but I just signed up. How do I check your email? Do we have to be members of Goonalerts to join the group chat? Preston, yeah. So there's a lot of people that are barely getting into the live stream. To be a member, you do have to join. Like I said, there's a few reasons why. Like first of all, if you're good at something, don't do it free. And the second thing, partially greed. Like I don't like sharing my information and like my secrets and everything with like the whole world, like just out of nowhere. Like I kind of like to keep it limited and like little private. So that kind of helps prevent that, or like keep that in like a little circle. I don't know how to say it. Um, and the other thing is, yeah, there's a lot of information. I mean, you got the group chat. All the alerts are like it's pretty much. I do a lot of the work. Like I did all the research to get these coins. I did a lot of work to find NXS, to find ARC, to find Neo. So and then you guys kind of just get alerts and stuff. So and the videos and all that took a lot of time. So that's why there's a lot of little reasons. Is 10x going to pump again soon? I haven't looked at 10x, and I'm not. If you're brand new to watching the stream, I already have the top 10 coins that I'm gonna look at, and I'm that's all I'm using. Anything else, if it's not there, I'm not interested in it. Even if there were good coins like QTUM or SIA or what was the other one they were just mentioning? There was a few other ones, OMG and stuff. Like they're really good coins, but they're not on my top 10 because they're not going to bring me the best return on my investment because they're already up a lot. So I already have them, and if they're not on the coin, then I'm not. If they're not on the list, I'm not taking them out. Like I already did all that. It's not me like trying to be a dick. Like, oh, I'm not going to look at the coin you said that. It's like I already did all that, and if it's not there, like I already know it's not the best one for me to look into. Like I already have the top 10 for me, and out of the top 10, I'm heavily trading 4 of them, and mainly 2, like long-term wise. The other 2 are just kind of like a day trade type of deal. It just really depends on how they do. Like for example, Game. If you're brand new to watching this, I'm telling you about one right now. Maybe you could see how things go with Game and then decide to join later on. But so Game has this pattern called head and shoulders, which is the left shoulder. We have the head and the right shoulder. And we're currently obviously in this little area, this line. The red line is this line. So we're around this area, and I'm trying to catch it as low as possible, and I think it's around $2. The closest I can get to $2. I love that pretty round number. And then obviously I want to catch that bounce to support, so it'll be around this area, anywhere along this. Just depends on the time horizontally, you know. So yeah, that's the plan for that, and that's one of the watches. I'm not in game right now if anyone's curious. Right now I have NXS. I have 14,200 and something coins. It's currently at 372. The highest 374. So we're literally right there, like about to break. I think it's gonna hit $4. So if you're watching this now live, I mean, I recommend for you guys to try and get into NXS. It is a little high now because I alerted it around 2 and 206. So it's up a little, like almost 100% since I alerted already. So it's a little high now, but I still think it's going to see $4, maybe even 5. So you can still profit out of it. Let's go back here. Have you looked into ETHEREUM coin? I mean, I think I just answered that about the nothing in the email other than received. I'll double check. Chris, can you set up my manually with we're talking about group text? So I use a lot of different indicators. Let me just check the email real quick because I think someone. You're killing it with the cause. I like to retweet everything, bro. And today NXS. Thank you. I saw you tweet it too. Awesome. I hate the dollar, by the way. That's one thing I like about crypto is that they're appreciating while the dollar is depreciating. Check your spam, Chris, because it says it's already been sent. Yeah, check your spam. It was sent at 10:46. I'm not gonna say your email, but the last part is at yahoo.com. Can you get set me up manually? What? Let me see. Were you not able to join, like yourself? Okay, they sent the screenshot of the coins. Awesome. I think a lot of you just joined. If you just joined the chat, because I see like a bunch of you are just joining. If you look at the top, you'll see they just posted the screenshot of the top coins. They're right there. So for game, I do plan to buy around $2. So one issue that I have is when I buy, obviously I'm buying a lot, so I have to. For example, when it's at $2, I don't buy exactly at $2. Like I end up buying like at 2.5 or 2.10 because I literally have to buy, like my order has to be filled. So if on Bittrex, for example, here on game, if my I'm not logged in. If my order isn't like if I'm buying 20,000 coins, like all of these aren't gonna fill my 20,000 coins. So I literally have to go to like the third page or second page and buy from like this price. So I buy a little bit higher. So I if that makes sense. So like I'm trying to get as close to 2 or maybe even a little lower than 2 if I can, just to get the best price for me, since I have to get filled. Upper looked into. Got it. Thanks. Okay, sweet. Yeah, I don't know if it sometimes I don't know for some people I think it tends to go to their spam mail because it's a brand new email and like it says good, like it just looks like some ad kind of thing, like ad type of email. So I think it goes to spam email for some of you. What else do we have to cover? I got you about buying up to whatever the equivalent Bitcoin price is on the sell list. I didn't understand that much, to be honest. Let's see where NXS is. Still up there. ADX is at 119. NEO is at 35. MCO is bouncing pretty good. So I told in the live, well, during the live chat, I told some of you, like, if you want to trade something, like, buy this at this line, and it hit this, and it looks like it's kind of bouncing. So could have maybe scalped it a little bit. I didn't buy it. Again, I think NXS is gonna hit $4. And if it does, and if I'm not on live, I'll get back on live just so you guys we could chat a little bit more about it. MCO up or down tomorrow on announcement. I don't know. That's a tough one. I can't predict that. I need to look at technical analysis. I need to look at numbers. It's hard to predict. I mean, sometimes the news is exaggerated from people. There's things like fake stuff being sent around, so I don't know. The screenshot is posted on the group chat, like just now. They're posting it like a few times. You should be able to see it up there. What platform do you use to trade cryptos? I use a few. I'm not gonna name them all just because I can't. My Twitter account is on the description. It's Goonalerts. Just Goonalerts. There's like three or Goonalerts, but those are like members or like people that create like a little Goonalerts Twitter account, like they usually just like Goon Squad, like type of fam type of deal. Yeah, if you go to www.goonalerts.com and under Get Started on the website, once you're doing the checkout, it'll say either pay now or pay through PayPal. So you could do PayPal if you want. I also accept like through Bitcoin and Ethereum payments, but I could only do year for that just because you can't do automatic for stuff for that. So I could also accept Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I'll post my address, but it has to be the year membership only. So my Twitter account is @Goonalerts. The top 10 coin list is shared only for members. If you want to join, go ahead and share. Post it. Right now, I think they posted the screenshot, but it was like the top 5, which is like the most important. You don't really need the last bottom 5 because I'm not even going to trade those. I don't know why I typed that. The email has a link. It says like stock market link and then cryptocurrency link. Oh, shit. I see some of you are already in there. Let's see. I just want to see NXS. I want to see it over 375. At 375 at least. Might get off soon because I've been live for so long. You guys have any other questions? Anyone? Before I get off, because I'm going to get off soon. I'm going to play some FIFA. And I'm going to currently wait to see how NXS does. I mean, I'll probably get on live after for a little bit, but yeah, I need to take a break. For the group chat, it is Telegram. And I have a few robots running. So I have robots that monitor things and then like a chart robot. So if you type in like /chart and then the ticker of the robot, you'll get like the graph like right away. And you'll be like, if you're away or anything, you'll get to see it. And if you type in like /coin market cap, you'll get like the volume, like all the info with the robot. It's really sick. see, what is your advice for number one short term? Like D crosses over RSI. So now you saw the top 10. I'm in the top 5 coins. Now you know what we're looking into. I mean, if anything changes, of course, you're a member now, so you're going to see. But now you know. And I haven't bought any of them, by the way. I bought the number one, and I profited off of it, and I sold it real quick. I'll tell you why on the chat, though. So I go huge on a coin about every 3 months. Like, I'm talking about 6 figures huge. Every 2 to 3 months, and I hold it for a max of 3 months. So I'm gonna repeat everything real quick because I got some quick. I got a what's your number one tip? I'm gonna tell you more than number one. I know, and then I don't do ICOs. I don't like Slack. I like Telegram because it's encrypted, so no one can see anything, or like they don't keep track of everything. I like the robots. And it just works a lot faster and better. So there's a little bit more reasons why I chose Telegram, not Slack. It's mainly because the hardcore encryption. So anyways, real quick, most of my portfolio, I'm going to go over it really fast because I already said this like 2 times throughout this stream video. Most of my portfolio, I'm talking about like 80% of it, has been grown through long-term investments, and they usually last 3 months. So Skechers, Nvidia, STS, CERN, Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin, Neo, which is currently in 2 months. They've all been 3 months where they just shot up and I sold, and they ended up being like falling after 3 months. So in a year, it's mainly 4 huge coins that I hold, and they usually last 3 months. They kind of interfere, like, and overlap a little bit, but in general, it's 4 huge investments in a year, and they're usually about 3 months hold. Right now, the big one seems to be Neo, and I already have the second one ready. So if Neo is done or anything like that, I already know what's the next one. And so that's it with that. As far as if you remember, Cleve, you just check on the email. On the email, you see the link. So like, since you're a member and you joined, check on the email that you got. In the very top, there's a link that says like join group chat. If not, then send me an email and I'll try and add you or like resend it to you. Okay, so anyways, back to the quick tips. I'm going to share 3 things, and I'm not going to repeat these. Obviously, I guess they're going to stay on YouTube. But when it comes to, because they asked about short term, like I said before, where I make money, and the safest place to make money for a few reasons, is when the coin has the most volatility and the most ATR. So ATR stands for average true range, so it means when it's moving the most. I'm going to go over this real quick because I've already done it a few times. So when I'm trading a coin, I'm trading it in this section right here. So this whole part, mainly this end part, don't forget about the middle. It's this whole right side. I'm trading this part. Why? Because I could see walls. So for example, if I were to have bought this is a stock. I bought this around this area, I would have known to sell at that peak at 2.4 because that's literally where the wall is. So that's why I like to look at these, and this is where I play. I play these little bounces. So I'm buying stocks that I'm bottom feeding. So when I'm short trading and doing all these, if you look at Skechers, Skechers and CERN and STS, all those, and you go back to the video on this stream, you'll see that I posted them. They all have that huge dip and then they bounces, and that's where I play. That's currently what's happening with Game. That's what's happening with ADX. MCO currently has that a little bit, but I think it's going to dip more. And that's what I'm playing. So I'm playing these bounces. Like, I'm profiting off this bounce. I'm profiting off this bounce. I'm profiting off this bounce. That's the short-term players. That's where you're going to make money in. You see the walls. Look at this. That wall, it was clearly seen before. Like, that's, if you're looking at this picture right now and you bought here, you would know to sell right here because that's literally where the old resistance was. On this drop, and if you bought here because it's right on fucking support and you play that bounce, That's the freaking sell stop, because that's where resistance is, and then it drops and eats shit, and you're done. You could have made bank on that 3 times. So what do? I go on Bittrex, and what I look for is the top losers. So I just told you on the area that I kind of trade. Okay, if you look at game, look at where I'm buying in game. Okay, I'm buying really low. We're looking at game down here, and I'm trying to catch that bounce up to support, which is this little line right here. So I'm trying to buy around this low area, and then we're going to catch that bounce. And if it breaks this, I'm playing for long term. If it doesn't, then I'm going to sell. And it's exactly like this picture, okay? Here, this is where this area is. We're trying to play this bounce and hit this line, which is this line right here. This is the head, the left shoulder, the right shoulder. Left, head, right shoulder. That's the same image. If you notice, it's oversold, it's overbought, it falls into the category. So I go on Bittrex and I look at top losers, and I want to look for top losers that have the most volume. So SYS is a good coin, okay? MCO is a good coin, and it's down. Music is a good coin. SNRG. So I'm looking at top losers. Obviously, the bigger the red or whatever. I mean, if it's down 50%, that's fucking awesome. It's 50% cheaper than it was 24 hours ago. And you want to make sure there's enough volume. So when it comes to volume, you want to make sure and keep it a little over 200 in volume. So don't trade like SNRG. I said was good, but it doesn't really have that much volume. ADT doesn't have volume. Aeon doesn't have volume. So you want to stick around with these thousands and like 500 types, and those are good. Okay, so MCO, it was down 30 something percent when the beginning of the video, and I told you guys to buy because I took it off, damn it. I told you guys to buy for that scalp, and this was the line. Literally, you could see if I go back, it was around this section here. So why did I told you guys to buy? Go back to the stream. Literally, go back and you'll see where I told you guys to buy. And this is playing out as we speak. So I drew out this line, and this is old resistance. It tried here, it tried here, it tried here, and then it tried to break down, and it couldn't. Blah blah, and it hit and it bounced, hit and bounced. I told you guys in the beginning of the stream, if you can trade this, buy it now, and you could scalp it, and it's already running up. I would personally sell when it hits this line or maybe this area right here. And that's literally it. I just told you guys how I day trade. I mean, obviously there's more into it, but you have to be a member to get all that information, like how to know when to buy exactly, and like how to increase your chances and use the WAC system. And I get a little bit more into detail with all that. If you just joined, I haven't sent the email yet, so I'll do that right now. But so I just told you guys, I kind of went over this a little bit slower in the beginning of the stream, so just watch that. And yeah, I'll see you guys. I'll go on live later. Let's see where NXS is. It's at 338, so it's taking a huge dip. What the fuck happened to my drawing? So yeah, NXS is taking a dip, but I'm still gonna hold. Right now, it looks like you guys, if you haven't bought, you could probably buy in like right now. I had drawn in a line for you guys, and it's looking oversold. So if you want to buy, I would buy in soon. Anyways, I will see you guys next time. I think that's all about the questions. And yeah, I'll get on live later, and you guys will see my alerts. It was good talking to all of you. Peace out.